नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरये. Shall we start the class? Alright, so where are we? We are in the story of the Pandavas have got married to Draupadi. The Kauravas now know that they are alive and moreover they are married to Draupadi. Duryodhana is very upset about the whole thing. He wants to somehow finish them off immediately. Shakuni also wants to finish them. Karna wants to defeat them. Dhritarashtra also wants to defeat them. But Bhurishrava says that is not the right thing to do. And then they decide to take advice of elders. So they go to Bhishma. Bhishma says, it is absolutely wrong of you to go and take a fight with Pandavas. On the contrary, it is a great fortune that they are alive. I was ashamed till date after I heard the news that they had died in the fire. I couldn't meet anybody's eyes. I've been feeling ashamed. Now the opportunity has come for you, O Dhritarashtra, to wipe the stain of your name. So take this opportunity, go make peace with the Pandavas, give them half the kingdom, which is their rightful share. If you want to listen to my words, if you want to please me, if you want to do dharma, then go do this immediately. This is what he says. Next we come to Drona. You see, there's an old Subhashitani which goes like this: that assembly of a king is no assembly where there are no elders. Unless there are old people in a king's assembly, it is not considered good assembly. So who is there who will give proper advice? A younger person will always say yes sir only. Na? Whatever the king says, he will say yes so that he can prosper in life. An old man who has got no stake except a long-term good of the king and king's future dynasties, only will be able to stand apart and give good sagely advice. So one old Subhashitani says, that assembly is no assembly where there are no elders. That household is no household where there are no children running around. Small children should be running around in the house here and there. Then only it's considered to be a nice home. And old people should be there in assembly. Likewise, so here we come to Drona, and Drona first tells Dhritarashtra, Mantraya Samupanitai Dhritarashtra Hitai Nripa Dharmyam Artye Yashasyam Cha Vachyam Iti Anushrutam. He says, well, people who wish you well, when they are asked for advice, they should tell you what is correct as per dharma. They should tell you what is correct as far as your material benefit is concerned. They should keep your dharma in mind. They should keep your material benefit in mind, and they should also keep yashas, your own good name. It should be correct as per dharma. It should be materially beneficial to you, and your good name should be protected. Only such advice they should give. This is what we have heard from our traditions. Drona says, our elders have told us, if somebody comes to you for advice, give them advice which is as per dharma, which is for their material good and for their good name. So, under these circumstances, my view is exactly the same as Bhishma's. I concur with him. You must give Pandavas half the kingdom. This is my advice to you. O son, now he tells how you should do it. He says, send some well-mannered, cultured people as messengers to King Drupada's court immediately. Let them take with them loads of gems, jewelry, lots of gems and jewelry with them. Let wealth and gems be given liberally to King Drupada. First go and give liberally wealth and gems to King Drupada, saying this is from Dhritarashtra to King Drupada. And tell him this is in gratitude for your having given your daughter's hand. Just give them wealth. And let the messengers say to Drupada, and Drishtadyumna, his son, the prince, again and again that Dhritarashtra and Duryodhana consider it their greatest honor that this wedding alliance has been consummated by you, sir. Again and again you should tell Drupada. Dhritarashtra and Duryodhana consider it the greatest honor. They are extremely thankful. This is the best thing that could happen to us. Again and again first you tell this to King Drupada and Drishtadyumna. Having done that, tell them that the entire Kuru dynasty is extremely happy about this marital alliance. Tell them that. And let them also meet Kunti's sons and Madri's sons. Kunti's sons are Yudhishthira, Bhima and Arjuna. Madri's sons are Nakula and Sahadeva. Let them meet their sons and tell them Duryodhana is happy, Dhritarashtra is happy, that this marriage is most appropriate, correct thing to do, most auspicious, most pleasing to all. Let them tell them that. And O king, by your command, let them go give a mountain of gold and gifts to Draupadi. Continue. Let them go give a mountain of gold and gifts to Draupadi. Let the most special, priceless ornaments be specially selected and given to each son of Drupada. Must win Drupada, to Drishtadyumna, to Shikhandi, that other, to the sons of Drupada, give priceless ornaments from Dhritarashtra. Win them. Every single one of them has to be made happy by this because of this. Give them and to Kunti and to Pandavas, and after establishing this overall bond of happiness in that place, let these messengers initiate the topic of requesting Pandavas to return to Hastinapura. Adriki peche edukade. First, donate liberally, give gifts, explain the best thing. Once everybody is comfortable and happy, initiate the topic of Pandava's return to Hastinapura. Let them go and ask King Drupada's permission, saying, can we please now take Kunti and the Pandavas back? And let Dushasana and Vikarna escort the Pandavas in royal splendor back to Hastinapura. On their return, let the Pandavas be given their rightful share of the kingdom and let them rule at the pleasure of their subjects and have great honor and respect from you. This is my view, says Drona. How beautifully is explained how a matter should be done. Okay. Culture, how you approach. Like I was coming in the plane yesterday from Calcutta, night flight, and there's this 2 seats away from me, there's this young man sitting, and he demands this newspaper which is in front of me, in my pocket, seat pocket in front of me. Shh. Now what? He doesn't know me from Adam. He doesn't even speak. He just demands that paper. Of course, I was equal to him, I glared at him. So, but the point is, you see, there's a difference between how a cultured person behaves. How beautifully has Drona said how you should go and win the confidence of everybody, what you should do, how you should do, and all that. This is where elders are required. How, when, what is to be said, who should be honored first, who should be met. This is where it comes. Anyway, so this is what he says. Then Karna now comes back to Dhritarashtra and Duryodhana and says, O king, Bhishma and Drona have always been getting wealth and respect from you. You have always given wealth and respect to Bhishma and Drona. You treat them as your heartfelt well-wishers, antaranga suhrada. Your heart's closest people you have treated them as, and you have treated them with great honor, and you have taken their advice. You have always taken their advice in all matters. Despite this great good that you have done to Bhishma and Drona, if these two do not give you advice that is good for your good, then what can be a greater surprise? Karna asks. Karna says, I am surprised. There can't be a greater surprise that these two people are not giving you advice which is good for you. Okay? Now he goes one step. First gear, now second gear. He says, people who hide their ill feelings in their heart. People who hide their ill feelings and give contrary advice. How can you expect any good coming from such people? He's telling Bhishma and Drona, they don't have your good wishes in their heart. They are acting as if they are very nice to you, but they are giving you wrong advice. Okay? What can I say? He says, I am seeing all this, but let me tell you, Vidhipuram sarvasya dukkham va yadi va sukham. It looks like fate rules everybody. Only everything happens as per Vidhi. Krita prajno, akrita prajno, balo vruddhascha manavah, sasahayo asahayascha sarvam sarvatra vindati. He says, listen, this is known. Whether a man is dull or intelligent, whether he is a boy, little boy, or is an old man, whether he has got help or whether he does not have help, none of this matters. If it is there in his fate, he gets it. Okay? If he bhagyatlarna, he gets it, doesn't matter. So he says, I have heard of the case of King Ambuvicha in Magadha. There was a king called Ambuvicha in Magadha. He suffered from some respiratory disease, breathing trouble, tuberculosis kind of thing, terrible disease he suffered from. And one by one, all his organs failed. He lost his sight, he lost his speech, he lost his arm movement. He was lying like a vegetable in the bed. King Ambuvicha was lying like a vegetable in the bed, and his minister took over, meaning to say he was ruling on his behalf. He controlled the army, he did everything. In fact, he went to the extent, he even took over the family of the king. It was like that. He took the treasure, everything. And he wanted to be crowned the king. Minister, de facto, he is doing all the rule. But he also wanted to be crowned the king. But with all his breathing trouble, this king refused to stop breathing. He was breathing. He was a vegetable. He was in the bed, but he was not dying. Okay. Our minister tried every means, but the fellow won't die. He's going on living. Okay. So that minister could never realize his dream of getting that kingdom. So we have heard this story, Karna says. Now it was in the bhagyam of the king. That kingdom was there. Nothing in the world could take that kingdom away from him. Likewise, if it is in your bhagyam, sir, it tells Dhritarashtra, who can take the kingdom away from you? Right? So if the rulership is there in your fate, nobody can take it away from you. So I would suggest to you that you think twice before heeding the advice of these people and giving half your kingdom away. Think twice before it. Please also deliberate and figure out as to who is really your well-wisher and who is not. He tells, Karna tells Dhritarashtra. Now Drona gets upset. He gets angry with Karna for his saying this. He says, a dushta. Calls him, name straight away, Dushtan. Oh Dushta, we know why you speak like this. You have personal hatred of the Pandavas. You personally hate. There's a personal agenda here. That's why you are giving such wrong advice and you are trying to find fault with us. To my mind, what I have advised, what Bhishma has advised is for the greatest good of the Kuru dynasty, and I tell you and I warn you, if anything is done contrary to what we advise, then it will result in the destruction of this dynasty. This is my belief, he says. Drona says. Now it is the turn of Vidura. Vidura is the wise. He is the Vidura Niti. He is the good man. He is the best man, he tells. Rajan, Nissamshayam Shreyo Vachyam Vachyastumasi Bandhavai Natva Shushuname Vai Vakyam Sampratishthati. O king, it is a duty of your kings and ministers to give you advice that is for your good. But if you are not willing to listen, if it does not enter through your ear, then how will it be grasped by a mind and heart? You can give advice, but the fellow should listen. Simply if you sit, it does not go through your ear, then how will it settle down in your heart? He asks, Vidura, pointedly asks Dhritarashtra. And he says, O king, I have pondered this matter in depth and I can't think, I can tell you this, there are no better well-wishers for you than Bhishma and Drona, none. Remember this, these two people wish you well. And Imauhi Vruddho Vayasa Pragyaya Cha Sutena Cha, he said, these two people, They are elders by every means. They are superior because of their age. They are vayasa. Pragyaya because of their intellect. They are intellectually very superior. Shrutena, because of their knowledge and wisdom, they are superior. They are elders, they are intellectual and they are knowledgeable, and they will only tell you, they will only tell you what is good for you. They will have no crookedness in their mind. Their advice will be for your wholesome good, and they will be always tell the truth. And you know who they are like? He says they are like Rama, Dasharateshaiva, Gayachaiva na samshaya. In matters of dharma, their advice will be exactly the same as what Lord Rama would have said. Vidura says, Rama is dharma vigrahavan, to the point of being not very popular. But dharma, right? Just not Rama, and there's another king called Gaya. It's like them they are when they're giving you advice. And I tell you this, the opinion of Bhishma and Drona that the Pandavas are inconquerable, that is 100% true. Vidura tells Dhritarashtra, don't even entertain a thought, you dream that you can defeat these guys. You can't. Katham hi Pandava Shriman Savyasachi Dhananjaya Shakyo Vijetum Sangrame Rajan Maghavapiva. He said, Savyasachi, you know, one of the names of Arjuna is Savyasachi. In Gita, if you read, it will come somewhere. Savyasachi. Savyasachi means he who is dexterous with both his hands. He can let the bow with this hand or this hand. I mean, he can shoot from both hips, kind of thing. Savyasachi Dhananjaya, who can defeat him? Not even Indra, says Vidura. Not even Indra can defeat him. Who can defeat Bhima, who has the strength of 10,000 elephants? Who can conquer Nakula and Sahadeva, who are like the twin sons of Yamaraja? Okay. Yasmin Dhritiranukroša Kshama Satyam Parakrama Nityani Pandave Jeshte Sajiyate Rane Katham. He says, in that person in whom courage, Dhriti, Anukrosha, compassion, empathy, truth, valor, such qualities are finding residence in who? Dharmaputra, Yudhishthira. Courage, resolve, compassion, mercy, valor, truth. All these good qualities are abiding in the person of Yudhishthira. Who can defeat such a person? Okay? And then now he comes to this final, again, the main point. Yesham pakshadharo ramo yesham mantri janardana kimnutairarjitam sankhe yesham pakshe cha sayaki satyaki. He says, in whose side is Balarama? Balarama is partial, Pakshadhara. Balarama is partial to the people whom Balarama is partial, who have as their advisor Janardhana, Krishna, as their well-wisher and advisor. Who has Satyaki in his side? Who can defeat these people? It's impossible to defeat them. We are nuts to think of wanting to fight them. O king, Purochana went and set fire to the wax house, no? Purochana's misdeed has cast a slur on your name, and this is the opportunity to wipe that stain away from your name. And if you do this, if you give them half the kingdom as per the advice of Bhishma and Drona, by this, the lives of your entire country will be protected. It will be beneficial to the entire Kshatriya race. And then he says, Balavantascha dasharha bhavascha vishampate yatha krishnas tatah sarve yatha krishnas tatah jaya. He says the King Krishna is ruling the Yadu dynasty, no? The Yadavas. The Yadu dynasty people are all strong people, and they are also numberless. You can't count them. So many people are there in Krishna's side. And wherever Krishna's side is there, they will all come and be on his side. And we know Yatha Krishnas Tatah Jaya. Wherever Krishna is, there is victory. Again and again this point is told to Dhritarashtra and Duryodhana, and they will not understand. That whichever side Krishna is there, that side there is victory. Now this is beautiful. Yaccha samnaiva shakyeta karye sadhayitum nripa ko daiva shaptas tat karyam vigrahe samachare. He says that matter which can be resolved in peace by talking it out. Ko Daiva Shapta. Who is that person who is cursed by fate, who will try to wage war to achieve that purpose? Cursed by fate, he says. Daiva Shapta. Are, you can peacefully come resolve this matter. Why you are already fighting? Reminds us of so many things happening today. Yeah. Oh king, all the people are rejoicing on hearing the news of Pandavas being alive. Go to the streets. All the people are partying, saying Pandavas are alive, Pandavas are alive. Tesham Rajan Priyam Kuru. Do good for them. Vidura is telling Dhritarashtra. Duryodhanascha Karnascha Shakunischapi Saubala Adharma Yukta Dushpragya Bala Mesham Vachakata. He says this Duryodhana, this Karna and this Shakuni, who is the son of Subala, they are full of adharma, adharma yukta. Vidura tells Dhritarashtra in public, adharma yukta, dushpragya. Their minds are crooked, wicked minds they have. Bala, they are children. Bala. Maisha Macha, don't listen to them. They are Bhishma and Drona giving you advice. What you are listening, these fellows, they are nuts. O king, you are a Gunavan. Hark! Beware, I have told you earlier that the evil deeds of Duryodhana will lead to the death and destruction of your entire race. I have warned you time and again. Watch out! This fellow is evil. Bhishma Shantanavo Vidvan Dronoscha Bhagavan Rishi Hitam cha Paramam Vakyam Tvam cha Satyam Bravishimam. He again tells it, says Bhishma is a Vidvan, he is a scholar, he is a knower. And Dronascha Bhagavan Rishi. Drona is a Rishi, he is a Bhagavan. Hitam cha Paramam Vakyam. They tell you what is for your good. Satyam Bravimi. I tell you the damn truth. This says Vidura to Dhritarashtra. And now Dhritarashtra knows when to call it off. He says, no. He calls it off. He says, oh Vidura, Pandavas are indeed my sons. As much as they are Pandus. In fact, they are more my sons. Oh Vidura, of course I will listen to what Bhishma and Drona and you suggest. Of course. Where is the question? That's why I am asking you for advice. I suggest you go personally yourself, oh Vidura, to Drupada's court and bring Mother Kunti. If a Mother Kunti and all, he starts saying, bring Mother Kunti and daughter-in-law Draupadi and sons Pandavas to Hastinapura with all honor and ceremony. Please, personally, you must go. Okay? And then he says, Dishtya Jivanti te Partha Dishtya Jivanti Pratha Dishtya Dupad Kanyamcha Labdhavato Mahartha. Oh, it is our great fortune that Pandavas are alive. It is our great fortune that Kunti is alive. It is our greater fortune that we have got Draupadi as our daughter-in-law. Dhritarashtra. Now, all this double talk he starts doing. Vidura, he goes to Drupada's court and meets each one by protocol. He first meets Drupada. You see, these are all things. These are all things that are wisdom. No? It's like a girl gets married and she is in her in-laws' place. After 2 months, her parents come there. They can't go and tell the girl first thing, oh, hi, and where I will start crying, ignoring all the others. They have to first say hello to the sambandhis. Then slowly only, meanwhile, slowly they should come. I mean, there's a method to it. You can't go, Vidura can't go there and straight away catch hold of the Pandavas and Kunti. He has to first meet Drupada. Quorum, there has to be a method, there has to be a way. So he does that. He meets Drupada first, inquires, they two first discuss what happened, everything. They are discussing each other's country's welfare, kingdom's welfare, everything. Alright. Vidura then notices, hello, don't distract. Vidura then notices the Pandavas in the court. He meets their eye and he notices Bhagavan Sri Krishna. Krishna is sitting there. He notices him and then at the right time he gets up, goes to them and individually he embraces each one of them, the Pandavas and Krishna. He gave them all the gifts and conveys Dhritarashtra's great happiness and he says, oh king, to Drupada, and you and all your ministers, please listen to my words. Dhritarashtra conveys his happiness, and Duryodhana conveys his greetings, and Bhishma and Drona and every one of them conveys their greatest happiness that this alliance has taken place. He tells them. He says they consider it a greater achievement than any achievement in their entire life that this alliance has taken place. And he requests, Dhritarashtra requests, and then now, Vidura now requests Drupada to return. Please allow Pandavas to return to Hastinapura. He says Kunti and Pandavas have been in foreign lands for a very long time. They have been roaming from place to place. They will be very eager to come home. Likewise, all the venerable ladies in Hastinapura, all the ladies of Hastinapura, all the citizens are all waiting outside the city in the roads to see Draupadi, their daughter-in-law. They all want to see her. They are all waiting eagerly to see Krishna and welcome her. Will you please allow them to now return to Hastinapura? Vidura asks in the court to Drupada. Drupada says, Sir, even we too reciprocate and even in greater measure the happiness because of this marriage. We of our dynasty are very happy. It is indeed appropriate that Pandavas do return to their homeland, I agree. But I find it near impossible for myself to ask them to leave. I can't ask them to leave. I wouldn't want them to leave. I'm too happy. I can't ask them. But if Yudhishthira, Arjuna and all the brothers think it appropriate to leave, and if Balarama and Sri Krishna, they also think it is right that the Pandavas return to Hastinapura, then okay, then you do so. And I say this because I know that Balarama and Sri Krishna have the greatest good of Pandavas in their heart. That is why I am saying this. O King, all of us, Yudhishthira, look at why I am going into this detail is how cultured people speak. Now what does Yudhishthira say? He doesn't say, I'll pack up and leave. Now that man has said, I can't find it in my heart to tell them to leave. If they think it right, they can leave. If Krishna thinks it right, they can leave. Yudhishthira says, Sir, but what right? I have no independent will. We are your subjects. To Drupada. We are your subjects. Yatha vakshasi naha pritya tat karishyamahe vayam. Whatever you tell us to do in all happiness, that we will do in all happiness, says Yudhishthira to Drupada. All this story is being told by Vyasa to, and then to Janamejaya. Vaishampayana to Janamejaya and Suta to the sages, the rishis of Naimisharanya Ashrama. Right? Naimisharanya Ashrama, you can even now go, it's there in North India. Tato bravit Vasudevo Gamanam rochate mama yathava manyate raja drupadah sarvadharmavit. Now it is the turn of Vasudeva to speak. Krishna. Krishna, what does he say? Gamanam rochate mama. To me, what? I feel happy if they go back home to Hastinapura. But, he says, however, Drupada, Raja, you are the knower of dharma, sarvadharmavit. We shall only do whatever you say. Look at that. How each one of them is humbler than the other. Drupada says, it shall be as Krishna, the greatest of men, wishes. Natadhyayati kaunteya panduputro yudhishthira yathesham purushavaga shreyo dhyayati Keshava. He says, because I know that Keshava, Sri Krishna, he loves Pandava more. He is even more affectionate to the Pandavas than even Yudhishthira is to his own brothers. So whatever he says will be absolutely for their good. You know, they tell God, there's some prayers to God where God is said, Oh God, you love me more than my own mother. People may think, is it possible? If it is not possible, then why is it said? Saints have said it. Likewise, he says, this is exactly the same thing. He says, more than Yudhishthira can like his brothers, Krishna likes them. So if Krishna says, I'll be happy if they go home, that's good. So, then, Vidura went to Kunti's room. Kunti is inside. She is not at the court. And he goes there, and he sees Kunti, and he falls on the ground, patach, and touches his forehead to her feet again and again and again. To Kunti. Kunti just breaks down when Vidura comes. He doesn't say a word when he comes to her. He just straight falls and touches his forehead to her feet. It's his elder brother's wife, right? She says, "Oh Vidura, only by your mercy are your children." Now she says, Pandavas are your children to him. "Only by your mercies are your children, the Pandavas, alive. You saved them from the wax house fire. You have ensured their return to safety. You have been like the tortoise. You know, the tortoise is supposed to take care of its children, little tortoise babies, by thinking about them. When the mother tortoise thinks about the baby tortoises, they get nurtured and they are healthy. This is the legend. Okay. Like the mean one, the fish is supposed to look, Meenakshi Amman is supposed, that's why the beauty. The fish, by its look at its babies, it's supposed to nurture them. The tortoise, by its mere thought, I hope they are well, you know, they become nice and fat under that shell. The little babies, tortoises. Okay. He says, like the tortoise, nurturing their children, you have nurtured them, sir, by your good wishes. Are these children of yours alive? And you know the quail, you know the quail bird. The quail bird, what does it do to its egg? Where does it put it? In the crow's nest. Who brings up that? The crow brings it up. Later it finds a damn crow baby singing it, then that flies away. The quail. Right? She says, like the crow which brings up the quail's children, I have brought up your children. Kunti tells Vidura, I am only a surrogate mother. In surrogate manner have I protected your children. It is you actually who are their father, mother, everything. You have, because of you, they are alive. And now, she is now a tired woman. She has been through forest and this and that and the other. She says, now I have faced crisis after crisis. Bakasura, Hidimba, all that she has faced. Now, I am tired. I don't know what I should do, what I should not do, what is my remaining duty in life. Is there anything? Nothing I know. Now only you know. It is for you to know. You handle it. Oh, no, she cries. Then Vidura Samadhana partifies her. He reassures her. He says, Navinashyantu lokeshu tava putra mahabalaha nachirena eva kalena swarajyasta bhavantite bandhavehe saitaha sarve mahashokam kuru madhavi. He says, I have told you, no harm can ever befall your children. Be assured. Nothing. Vyasa has blessed them. No harm can come to your children. And very soon they are going to be kings. They are going to get their rulership back very soon. And they are going to allow, all the brothers are going to rule. Ma, Shokam, Kuru, Madhavi, oh Madhavi, he calls Kunti. Don't feel depressed now. The time for depression is over. Smile. He tells Kunti. Ma, Shokam, Kuru. Now they are going to go back. Their first phase of crisis is over. They got married. They have been welcomed back to Dhritarashtra's kingdom. They are going to be given half the kingdom. This is not the time for you to feel sad. Be happy, tells Vidura. And taking Drupada's permission, Vidura along with Pandava, Krishna, which Krishna? Bhagavan Krishna, and Krishna, Draupadi, and Kunti, they leave for Hastinapura. King Drupada gives them a grand send-off. His only daughter, Princess Draupadi, leaving on Doli to her husband's home. Grand send-off. Very grand send-off. What does he do? He gives them 1,000 elephants with golden seats on their backs. During the Dashera festival in Mysore, the king elephant that comes in the procession, Airavata, on its back is a 180 kilo golden simhasana on which the king sits. Thousands such elephants with thousands such golden simhasanas on their back and with golden ornaments around their neck. Huh? Sorry, have you seen that? The king himself is all right. Anyway, talking of elephants, and talking of elephants bedecked with gold and having golden necklaces and golden simhasana, in my office there is a colleague of mine who happens to come from a family which are well-to-do, For some reason, somebody in their family had done a prayer to Guru Ayurappan, and they had prayed that if the prayer is answered, they will gift an elephant. Fair enough. Prayer was answered. They had to gift the elephant. So they went and they bought it from Assam. You cannot buy elephants in Moor market. And you have to go. And I can't tell you the whole story. It's a hilarious story, okay? I can't, because I don't remember the whole story. All I remember is they had a hell of a time. That elephant had to be brought from there to Kerala. Okay? And every bloody octroi point that it passed, every district's octroi point that it passed, they used to stop it and take bribe. No, elephant going is not every day elephant goes. You have to bribe us to let it go further. Okay? Or how much money they lost by time. You don't pray for gifting elephant. It's very expensive. Elephant itself is expensive. Then to transport it, heavy expense. Somehow they managed to bring it. You can't buy that. That's where you can buy them. I don't know. You can buy them elsewhere. They didn't realize it. They got a good deal, maybe. That lady must have decided. It's 50,000 rupees cheaper. Who knows? Okay.
Maybe the elephant from Assam was free.
No, it was not free. Okay. In fact, I think first they bought an elephant. That elephant died. They bought another elephant, something like that. Anyway, they bought the elephant. And the elephant finally they managed to bring it to Guruvayur. And then in a form, they said, now we have prayed to gift it. Went to the temple saying, we brought the elephant to gift. Now, this is not new to the temple authorities. Every once in a while, somebody will come and gift an elephant. So they have a process. You have to do, what's your name, address, the proper details. They have one process. And they show us the elephant, we need to see its teeth, all that they'll say. You can't just give an elephant, they'll not just take it. Pallagami, that's not that. So they said, but where is the ornaments? So what ornaments? No, we don't take elephants without fully decked with full all gold and silver. Elephant will not come to Guruvayur temple if it's not fully ornamented. Will a bride go to her in a marriage if you don't give her proper jewelry and everything? Even yellow thali only will give, nothing. She'll want she'll have a long list of jewelry that she'll want before she gets ready to get into that husband's car. Isn't it? Likewise, elephant also. Elephant go to Guruvayur temple, it's all jewelry, etc. it requires. And they know, temple authorities, the elephant will come and create trouble if it doesn't have jewelry. You first give jewelry, then only we'll take it. Because this elephant will see other elephants with jewelry. What I only don't have. Okay, it's a big problem. The elephants have got a lot of this thing. The lead elephant in a procession. In Dashera, let's suppose there's a lead elephant, or in a Guruvayur temple there's a lead elephant. Now that elephant knows it's a lead elephant. If next year you don't make it the lead elephant, it will create havoc. It knows its status. So they had to give this one. But where to go? Because this jewelry itself was several lakhs and lakhs in one list. With great difficulty they brought the elephant. But what to do? So they had to keep. Now till now that one old lady who had done the prayer or whoever had borne the entire expense. Now she sent she's stiff matriarch, Kerala type of lady. She has a lot of relations all over the place. So she sent one letter to all the people saying, now it is our family responsibility to get the jewels organized. Now when Kerala old lady gets busy, then people will have to obey. So they all of them, I give for 20,000, I give 40,000. Somehow they managed to raise the money. But meanwhile, this elephant was eating at 1,200 rupees a day. It was at home. Okay. Okay, elephant, it's an expensive thing. He's hungry all the time and he wants food all the time. And water also, it may be Kerala, there's no water problem. But he's an expensive fellow. Where to feed his elephant? So they are having trouble. And then, meanwhile, the district authorities, some revenue officer, somebody put a show cause noticing you're keeping wild animal in your house. So show cause why we can't arrest you. Yeah, it's a wild animal. You can't keep a wild animal in your house. It's not allowed. You can't keep a cheetah or a panther or an elephant. In fact, when I look at some people, I want to file that you are keeping wild animal in your house. People are also wild. Why should only elephants be wild? Should not be allowed to keep some people in your house. It would be interesting. Anyway, Anyway, so they went wits end, but somehow they managed finally, because they can't be there unless you're influential, and that too you're gifting an elephant. So they probably told the revenue officer, shut up or something, and go away, and went away. And they managed to gift the elephants. So coming back here, 1,000 elephants were gifted by Drupada. All the elephants wrapped in high spirit, and they were maneuvered by expert mahouts. All the weapons were loaded. Elephants loaded with all the weapons. And for Pandavas, Drupada gave 1,000 chariots. 1,000 chariots. What kind of chariots? And each with 4 horses, and chariots bedecked with gold and jewels. Bedecked with gold and jewels, and they were dazzling in appearance. 1,000 such chariots with 4 horses each. In addition to these 1,000 chariots, he gave 50,000 high pedigree horses. First class horses, which know the mind of the rider. Okay, that kind of horses. And then army of soldiers, he gave away cows. What's cow called in Bharatam? Godhanam. In our tradition, wealth is cattle. Okay, Godhanam. In fact, later when we come to the before the war portion, the Pandavas are exiled for 12 years to Vanavasa, and then 13th year to Agyatavasa. They should not be found. Isn't it? But then Duryodhana, I told you last class how he finds them. They are in Virata. He finds them. And then what do? They go and attack the place. No? How do they attack? Bhishma, Drona, Kripacharya, Karna, Duryodhana, Dushasana, the entire gang. How do they attack? They go to Virata Desha, and the cows are all grazing, no? They just grab hold of all the cows and take them away. This is the standard way of attacking in Indian tradition. Yeah? You go get the cows, okay? Then the cowherd will go say, hey, somebody's come taken the cows away, then this war is happening. Okay, this is a method of initiating war, is to go get the cows. I can very well understand this in software field, this happens. But coming back here, get the cows. Then he gives them 1 crore of cows, 100 palanquins. You know what's a palanquin? For the ladies to sit and old people. Nice, lovely things. 100 palanquins, all. And then Drishtadyumna himself holds his sister Draupadi's hand, escorts her to the chariot, and helps her climb into it. How much shosha, heavy shosha Drupada does in send-off for... if all these girls start listening to all this, I don't know what they'll start demanding from their parents and they leave their home. No, we cannot afford all this nowadays. In the old time, Drupada could do it. Okay, nowadays, brother and all won't be there to hold her hand. He'll be celebrating somewhere else. Okay, and as she was getting into the chariot, thousands of musicians blew horns and bugles and mridangam, all heavy shosha, cheering her on her way to her husband's home. And Dhritarashtra had sent a welcome party for the Pandavas. Drona, Kripacharya, Vikarna, etc. had come an advance party to welcome them. And Hastinapura was decked like a bride. The city was decked like a bride. Flowers were scattered all over the place. The route of Pandavas, sandal water was sprinkled everywhere. Fragrance, festoons, decorations, flags. All terraces, tall terraces, flags were flying. Shankha, Bheri, Mridanga sounding everywhere. The whole city was radiant. People were jubilant that Pandavas were coming back. Pandavas could not come back very fast because crowd, slowly they made their way back into Hastinapura, listening to the joyous talks of the people. And what are the people saying? Yadi dattam, yadi hutam, vidyate dinastapah, tenishtantu nagare pandava, sharadam shatam. What are the people saying? If we have done any dana in our life, yadi dattam, yadi hutam, if we have done any yagyas in our life, if we have done any austerity in our life, then may the Pandavas live here in great happiness for 100 years. Like that, the people were blessing the Pandavas. Pandavas went and they prostrated first to Dhritarashtra, and then to Bhishma, and then the elders. When Hanuman is sent by Rama to Lanka to search for Sita, and he finds Sita. You know the story, all of you know the story. And then before he goes back, he says, I should do something more than what Rama expects of me. That is the quality of a good mediator. He sent me to find out Sita, but I should exceed his expectation. Customer delight, they say nowadays. Exceed the expectation, okay, of the customer. Okay. So he says, I will now go and figure out how strong is this Ravana, because tomorrow Rama will have to come. So if I brief him fully, this is his strength, he will be even more happy. That's why he starts setting fire, breaking the trees, all that he does. And then that huge fight happens. And then finally he acts as if he is captured, so that he can meet Ravana in person and give him Rama's message. And then when Ravana says, Ravana is absolutely upset here, his fellows created havoc. He's killed a whole lot of people. Nobody has managed to enter Lanka. This monkey has entered and created havoc. And then finally in anger he asks him, who are you? What does he say? Hanuman. You know what he says? First he says, I am Sugriva's minister. Then he says, I am Rama's messenger. This is the point. What I am trying to say is, the duty he has come there is also as Sugriva's minister, sent by, but is on Rama's mission. But he does not quickly, he is not saying straight away jumping, I am Rama's messenger. Hey boss, I work for Sugriva. He is one who gives my salary. Rama gives me heaven. That's separate. We'll talk about it later. I am here on a mission. Alright. So likewise, Pandavas, they first go and prostrate to Dhritarashtra. He is the king. Then to Bhishma. Then to the other elders. And then they go to their palace taking Dhritarashtra's permission. At that time, when they all come in, Duryodhana's wife, do you know Duryodhana got a wife? She's a very nice woman. She is Kashi Raja's daughter. She brings the wives of all Duryodhana's brothers. All of them come as a welcoming party for Draupadi. All of them come together and welcome Draupadi. And Draupadi, Vyasa says, at that time when they come and welcome her, she seemed worthy of worshipping, it seems. She looked like a goddess to these Duryodhana's wife and her brother's wife. They saw Draupadi and said, are we seeing a woman or are we seeing a goddess? Okay, like that they welcomed her. And Duryodhana's wife honored Draupadi in all respects. And then Kunti and Draupadi went inside to pay their respects to Gandhari. Gandhari is there, na? The mother of Duryodhana. And they go and pay their respects to Gandhari. Gandhari holds each of them to their bosom. She hugs Kunti and then she hugs Draupadi. Draupadi, do you know Gandhari is wearing blindfold, right? She can't see because the husband can't see. She is blindfolded herself. So all her senses will come from her touch and other senses. She can't see. So when she embraces Draupadi, it's like a shock. And she feels in her mind, oh my God, this girl is going to be the cause of the destruction of my sons. This is Gandhari for you. One embrace of Draupadi and sadak, electric shock in her mind. Oh my God, this Duryodhana and fellows are going to be destroyed by her. Jnana. Instinct, woman's instinct they say. Isn't it? You're supposed to have it. I suppose you do. Right? She knows. She feels it in her bones. And then she says, what does Vyasa say? Putranam mama panchali mrityureva manyata. This is my death of my sons is in front of me. So with great tact, Yukti, she quickly calls Vidura and tells him, oh Vidura, if you think it is right, please take Rajakumari Kunti. She calls Kunti also Rajakumari. Rajakumari Kunti along with Draupadi. Quickly take them to Pandu's palace. Inge Aishan Bedindra. Take her away from here. Quickly take her to Pandu's palace, get it opened, fully ready and all that. And also shift all their belongings. Samanoda. Shift all their belongings there. And it's a good day, auspicious time, everything is fine. Quickly let them go and stay forever happily with their family there. So she says, saying this, Tathastu, Vidura made all the arrangements and Pandu went to their separate palace to stay. She doesn't want Draupadi to be crossing Duryodhana's way and, it's a problem. You know one person is going to be a problem for you, you don't want him to be here, right? Likewise, she tells them. Now, one day, Dhritarashtra called Pandavas in the presence of Bhishma and told them, look at how this mind works. He says, oh delight of Kunti Yudhishthira, You and your brothers, please carefully listen to what I am going to say. Please listen. By my orders did my brother Pandu rule and expand the kingdom in those days, and he served the world. He was extremely strong man, and he used to fulfill my slightest desire. Even before I thought, he used to fulfill it. And he could, if I asked him something, he would do the impossible. For me, he would do anything. Like that was your father, my brother Pandu. Now, oh Kunti Kumara, you should also be like your father and do what I desire. Okay? I tell you this, and you should fulfill my desire without any delay. Immediately you should do it, without second thought. You know my son's Duryodhana? He's a rascal. He's a Duratma. He's a Dushta. Dhritarashtra, when he'll say anything. These fellows, my sons are all wicked. They're filled with pride and ego. Okay? Yudhishthira, they will never listen to me. They will not listen to my advice. So I don't want you to get into a conflict or quarrel with them. These are self-serving, selfish, egotistic fellows, these sons of mine. Evil fellows, proud of their strength. So for your good and for our family's good, I suggest that you leave this city and go. I will give you half the kingdom, but you rule half the kingdom from Khandava Prastha. Nobody will disturb you there, and Arjuna will protect you by the might of his arm. Please take half the kingdom and rule from Khandava Prastha. And Vidura, please get all the items necessary for the coronation of Yudhishthira without delay. Now he is going to coronate Yudhishthira as the king of Khandava Prastha, which is later called Indraprastha in Delhi. Delhi is as old as time. Much blood has Delhi seen. So Khandava Prastha. So Indraprastha, Khandava Prastha, you go there. I want to coronate Yudhishthira today. May the priests who are proficient in the Vedas, may the scholars, may the important traders, may the important citizens all be invited without further ado for the coronation of Yudhishthira. Say, orders. Dhritarashtra, may punya havachavan be done and 1,000 cows in villages be gifted to the Brahmanas. Vidura, get 2 armlets, get a beautiful crown, get bracelets, get pearl necklaces, earring, wristbands, waist, Uddiyanam. Get waistbands, belts, and 108 elephants, which ridden by Brahmanas. Let the 108 elephants go to the Ganga and get Abhishekam waters for the coronation, for Ganges water be brought in the back of elephants. Let the coronation be arranged. May Yudhishthira be dripping wet with the coronation waters. May he be decked with all ornaments. May he be sitting on an elephant fit for a king. May he be clothed in the finest of dress. May he sit under the beautiful white umbrella studded with gold and diamonds, and may Brahmanas chant the Vedas and victory, Jai Jaikara for King Yudhishthira, and make all the kings sing his praise. May the people of this land, may all the people of the land see this and lavish praise on Yudhishthira, pleased with the sight of the coronation of Kunti's eldest son, born in the race of Ajameda. May the obligation done to me by his father, Pandu, by giving me the kingdom, may this obligation be repaid by me this day by coronating Yudhishthira, the king of Khandava Prastha. Let there be no delay, let there be no doubt. Let this be done now. Says Dhritarashtra to Vidura, and Vaishampayana is now telling Janmejaya on here. Dhritarashtra to Vidura, and Vaishampayana is telling Janmejaya, oh Janmejaya. On hearing Dhritarashtra, Bhima, Drona, and Karna, and Vidura, everybody says, sadhu, 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 this is good, good, good. Let's crown Yudhishthira now. And Vasudeva, Krishna, who is also there, says, O king, your words are indeed appropriate and brings honor to your family. Whatever you have said now, please get it done immediately. Partyoda, let it not stay in just words. Get it done. Vidura straight away proceeded and made all the arrangements, and just as some of you may expect, who lands up at this stage? Vyasa. Good. Good, very good. Suddenly, Vedavyasa, who is actually the author of this entire drama, literally and also, okay, he lands up to get the thing going. All the Kauravas go and pay their respects to him. And taking heed of Krishna's advice, Dhritarashtra did all the rites. Vidhivatta, he did the Abhishek, started doing the Abhishekam. Krishna, Drona, Bhishma, Dhaumya, Vyasa, Kripacharya, all the people, Vanhika, Somadatta, all the people keeping the Brahmanas in front, chanting the Vedas, they come and do Abhishekam of the waters on Yudhishthira's head and bless him profusely in his role, assuming the role of the king. O king, they say, may you win the entire earth. May you then, after winning the entire earth, conduct the Ashwamedha Yaga and bathe in the sacred waters of the sacrifice. May you live happily with your relations and all that. And Yudhishthira did elaborate dana. All shouted Jaya, Jaya, Jaya to the king. The king's praise to Yudhishthira. Then Yudhishthira got on the king's elephant and went on a Utsavam of the Hastinapura. He did the entire parikrama of the entire city slowly and came back. And he looked like Indra among the Devatas. Everybody was happy. Whole city was jubilant. Except Duryodhana. Duryodhana was despondent. He was depressed. And he said to okay. And now Dhritarashtra, seeing Duryodhana despondent, seeing Duryodhana sad, just we are finishing today's class. So Duryodhana sad, Dhritarashtra told Yudhishthira, O Kurunandana, you have now been crowned king. Which is a very rare thing in anybody's life. Very few are so lucky. That has now been accomplished. I suggest that you leave forthwith. You go to Khandava-prastha, O king. And Khandava-prastha has been graced by Pururuva, Ayu, Nahusha and Yayati earlier. And this was the capital of Pururuvas. Because of the misconduct of Pururuvas, the Rishi Sanat Kumara cursed him and reduced that place to ashes. Now you understand what kind of place is being given to Pandavas. Tanni illada kaadu, they say, no? Tanni illada kaadu, maro illada kaadu. That type of place. Okay? Useless place is being given to them. Go there, immediately it got destroyed, but now you can go and rebuild that place. Dhritarashtra is telling Pandava. Yeah? Go and rebuild that place. People, when you go there, all people like you, so many people will also come with you. And you can go there and rebuild your kingdom. So Dhritarashtra tells. Now, this place which was ruled by Pururuvas, we said Pururuvas got into a crazy conduct and then he was cursed by Sanat Kumara and all that. Pururuvas was the son of Buddha. It's a very interesting, next class we will probably start with that part, which is the story of how Pururuvas was born. That's a very fascinating story, which actually comes from Uttarakhanda and Ramayana. Right? So we'll probably start with that next class. Namaha Parvati Pataye Janaki Kanta Smaranam Gopika Jivana Smaranam Vetrivel Muruganak Shri Sadguru Swaminah Shri Anjaneya Swaminah